think about doing that. Oh, quickly. By the way, I made us live. You're welcome. Hi, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Two Trolls and a Brew. I'm Samus, he's Travis. Title of the show is Swing and Fling, episode 128. Travis did some stuff. Tell us your stories.
Shit. Hold on. My phone fell. Travis did stuff. Oh, fuck. Here we
We're
go.
prepared.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Sunday I played in a PPTQ, and I showed up about 10 minutes before, filled out my deck registration that I had never played before, and then I won the whole thing.
Excellent.
Yep.
Doesn't get much better than that.
Yep.
So in a nutshell, what did you play?
I played Red Green Dinosaurs.
Alright, so like just generic big scary monsters?
Yeah, more or less, like, you know, the Registar Alphas, the two dorks that, like, the one, the Llanowar Elf, and then the red one that makes dinosaurs cost one less, and you can give them hay.
Is that a Donatello?
Huh?
Is that a Donatello?
Yeah, it's a Donatello.
You can't see it, but I'm holding up my Donatello too.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have the same
well,
Donatello.
How about...
I don't have that size of a turtle, no.
This is a piggy bank.
I
I'm an
have
adult.
I have an Iron Man. I have a
Is it
Lego.
a piggy bank?
I have a Lego Iron Man. No. Anyway, you won your dinosaurs, PPTQ.
Right.
Easily distracted. Also, I guess it's Turtle Day.
Yeah, it's National Turtle Day.
Yeah, I figure that's important for you.
It really is.
So, what were your matchups like? Tell us your story.
So I didn't get to play any control decks because, well, I just didn't get matched up against any of them. But I played against a mono green monster deck, which splashed red or splashed black for removal on the side. Went up against two mono red decks and two black red decks. Yeah, four. Yeah, okay. One of the black red decks, I guess I only played one black red because we intentionally drew that round so we could go get food. But yeah, the matchups were pretty good. I only dropped 2 games the entire day, and one of them was in the finals, but I just kept a slow hand.
I'm pretty sure that's what you have to do to like spike one of these kind of tournaments, is just be running well.
Yeah, like I'd never played the deck before, so I was like, well, I guess this is how it's gonna work. But even before, I noticed that there was 3 flings in the sideboard, and I didn't like that. So I decided to move 2 of the flings to the main board, and I took out 1 Galta, and I took out 1 Carnage Tyrant. And then in the side, I basically had my game plan of, well, if I go up against control, I guess I just have to, you know, pound through it. But if I go up against aggro decks, which there were a lot, I just slow the game down until I just get big dumb things. Overall, it was, I don't know, the aggro decks just can't compete with the dinos, it seemed like.
I mean, when you can dino out quick and fast and, you know, well, I feel like it's really good. I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, like, I watched Joey play. I assume it's very similar to what Joey was playing.
Who's Joey?
He's the guy who owns the Goblin Games shop.
Oh, okay.
Like, I watched him play that 5-4 for 3. And then, like, so ideally he wanted to, like, turn 1 elf, turn 2 play that guy. Turn 3, play and activate a Heart of Kirin, and then like for 2 more mana, play Galta.
Yep.
Like when you do that, it's very hard for a lot of decks to keep up.
Right.
On the games that you don't do that, it gets a little bit easier. But I think that's where the red having the Ragesaur Alphas like make a huge difference. Because if you go, oh dude, like I have 2 cards left, they wrath you, and you're just like, Ragesaur Alpha, Galta, attack for 12.
No, attack for 15.
Oh, sorry. No, because it makes a 3/3, right? Galta's a 12/12, so you attack for.
Attack for 15.
I guess it would be 15. I don't know why I was thinking to activate it, like you tap it to activate, but I don't know. Yeah, like it seems like it should be really good.
Well, and so the reason that I decided to call this Swing and Fling, obviously, because I'm playing Fling, the only card that kept me in Standard for the longest time. But there was one game in particular where I had the dude that makes the dinosaurs cost less, and you can give him haste, and I ended up playing. So I had how was it? I had the 3/3 token from the Regisaur before, and I had 2 Death Gorge Scavengers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the name. And then I played Galta, and then I attacked with the team because I gave Galta haste. And when I did that, I exiled 2 non-creatures from the graveyards, so that way my creatures were both 4/3s.
Right.
And my opponent, he blocked my Galta with his Galta, and then he blocked both of my 4/3s and let my 3/3 go through, even though he had an extra blocker. And he was at 15, so he just figured, yeah, I can take the 3, everything will trade, we can start over. But he didn't know that I was playing Fling mainboard.
Right.
So he blocked Galta, went to 3. Exactly. So he blocked Galta. Then we after blockers were declared, I was like, all right, before damage, I fling Galta at you. He goes, oh. Well, I guess we go to game 2.
I Wizard Lightning your 3/3.
No, he was tapped out.
Wizard Lightning. Yeah. No, it sounds really good. Like I said, I've seen a couple of different people play it, and every time I watch it play, and it seems to work. It looks so good. It really does. The green monster decks, deciding whether or not they have Flings and Ragesaur Alphas, or some of them I've seen have like the blue mana for the blue counter spells.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, both ways I think feel really good. It's good to have green be so strong in a standard environment. Yeah, it's nice. My card this week, I'm gonna have 2 spoilers alert because one's not a real Magic the Gathering card, even though it really is. Sovereign's Realm. Are you familiar with this card?
No.
So, a little bit of setup. This week we had, I think, 6 people that wanted to draft, but like one person wanted to both draft and play standard and couldn't quite decide what they wanted to do. So then 2 of them just decided to go ahead and go play standard instead of draft. Which was fine because then we just decided to do conspiracy drafts instead.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know. My pack 1 was whatever kind of stuff. I didn't really have much of a strategy. I just took whatever card seemed fun. And then Remington was sitting directly across from me, so I fed him 2 packs, he fed me 1 pack, which is usually not something I like to do, but since it was such a small group, just having 4 of us at the table, I'm like, do you guys want to have us sit like this? Do you guys care? And they're like, whatever, no one cares, dude. Like, you and Remington are the 2 most cutthroat people against each other. I think it's okay. I'm like, good, I'm glad people have finally figured this out. And, so he opened Sovereign's Realm in his pack, but didn't have the balls to take it. So he passed it to me, and I'm just sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, this is clearly the best card in the pack, but what the heck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know what Sovereign's Realm is, it's a conspiracy that you have to start the game face up. Your deck cannot have basic land cards in it, and your starting hand size is 5. You can exile a card from your hand. This turn you may play basic land cards from outside of the game, and basic lands you control have tap at any 1 mana of any color. So basically it makes all of your lands gold for the low price of exiling 1 card that lets you play a basic land from outside of the game. So basically it had perfect mana, which is basically the thing that has never happened to me ever before ever. So I was like, okay, well there's absolutely 0 chance of me losing these matches, so let's just go all in crazy. So I drafted just absolutely every insane card I could find. I was like, oh, this is good, I take it, regardless of color, regardless of mana cost. Like, I was already deep into, there's like a green spell that you can pay 1 green and go tutor a basic land out of your deck. Like, I was already deep in that. But then when I got this Sovereign's Realm, I'm like, well, sweet, now I got stuff that I can discard. So I don't know. I thought it was going to be absolutely a knockout card, and it was. It was the most fun game of Magic I've ever played, I think, just because I didn't have to worry about land drops for the first time ever. So,
when you just slam your 40 in there, you're like, all right, who cares about actual playing?
So here's the actual problem with that. You still have to have a legal deck size. And I wasn't counting my conspiracy cards. Normally not a problem in draft, right? Because you don't have to worry about it because you can have basic lands. I couldn't play any basic lands. So I start counting my pile, and I have 39 cards that are not conspiracies. And I keep counting my conspiracies, and I'm like, I only have 44 cards. How do I not have 45 cards? We opened 3 packs. I should have 44 or 45 cards. Like, I have 5 conspiracies. So I made everybody else count their cards. Remington somehow had 46. Like, give me whatever your worst card is. He's like, why? Like, because you cheated me a card somewhere, you little butt. So he gave me another card. So I was able to just run this thing. But oh man, I was really freaking out because I'm like, pack 2 and pack 3 I built around this Sovereign's Realm. It never even occurred to me that I may not have enough cards in my deck. So, luckily, I happen to have exactly the right amount of cards once Remington stopped cheating me and stealing extra cards. And that was a lot of fun. One of those cards was my second card, which is Followed Footsteps, which I picked up pretty early. It's an enchant creature aura. For 5 mana, it's out of Ravnica block. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a creature token into play that's a copy of enchanted creature. You know what's really sweet? When you have this on Mnemonic Wall.
Yeah. So,
I played Mnemonic Wall, put this on it, and there's a red earthquake type spell in this conspiracy block. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but like if it's greater than hex is greater than 4, it kills all the artifacts. If it's greater than 8, you like get an 8/8. So I'm just like fireball for 3 or earthquake for 3, and someone's like counterspell. I regrow it. Someone's like counterspell again. I go to regrow it. Remington's Remington is like, you guys just realized we've lost this game, right? None of us can kill this wall. We're all just dead.
Yup.
And everyone's like, well, what? We can't do anything about it. He's not going to block with that wall or whatever. And,
You're right.
And, I was just like, whatever, and I decided not to regrow the fireball. Like, maybe they would all calm down a little bit, because I didn't need them all attacking me, like, all out, even though I had, like 4 mnemonic walls at the time. So I'm like, I'll just regrow this, this spell that, I don't know, like, kills an attacking creature. And Travis has left the video portion of the call. Hopefully he'll come back. There he is.
I don't know what happened.
I'm assuming your phone decided it didn't love you anymore.
Yeah, well, just
but
like everything else.
That's right. Run away! So then Remington top decked, I don't know, some 1-mana removal spell that when you're drafting, like, the people on either side of him pick a color. And I was not blue at the time, because, so one of us said blue, one of us said white, and one of them said red. So it was like, kill a Jeskai creature. So Remington's like, no, I killed your mnemonic wall, so you can't win the game. And I didn't. I went from winning the game, there's no way I could lose the game, to, oh, I have 0 ways to win now. I did at one point draw my second mnemonic wall and earthquake everybody's stuff, and I killed the person to my left. But they eventually figured out that if they just let me keep the crown, I was going to meal myself. So, which was the correct choice. So then it turns out Remington ended up winning that match because basically he never was able to get the crown. So he like milled everybody, the other people at the table out, which is pretty funny. So then we played another game. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just had a conspiracy story myself, but continue with the actual thing first.
So then we played a second game, and there's some 5/5s for 6 that if you're the monarch, all your lands tap for double. And I had 2 of them. I drafted 2 of them, like in pack 1. So then in pack 3, I picked up 2 conspiracies. One that said if it's attacking creature of the chosen name becomes indestructible, and another one that says creature of the chosen name gets fire breathing. So naturally, I was able to have 2 5/5 fire breathing indestructible monsters that doubled my mana. Naturally. So I was very, very often able to attack for like 22, which was very exciting with an indestructible monster. So that was a lot of fun too. But needless to say, I won that game mostly because Scott decided that he was going to kill somebody, and he knew he couldn't kill me, and he knew he couldn't kill Remington. So he's just like, I'm going to kill you, Garth. And Garth was like, but if we teamed up, we could kill so-and-so. And he's like, no, there's no way. Well, I'm just sitting there with like 5 removal spells in my hand, just waiting for the attack waves to come. And they never did. It was pretty funny. But, I don't know. I enjoy conspiracy pods. We don't do them nearly enough because they're not very popular, but I do like doing them a lot. Especially when like a random ancient card rears its ugly head like Followed Footsteps.
So, 2 things. The first one is, we have that exact opposite problem.
You guys get stuff to fire like conspiracy all the time?
Yeah. Like, if there's not enough people who show up for draft, like on Mondays, if there's only 4 people, we're just kind of like, you guys want a conspiracy? And everybody is pretty much on board all the time.
Like, maybe you just start with the conspiracy draft, and then, like, in the event that people want to do a real draft?
Oh, no, because then people just wouldn't show up. Like, the like, 4 to 8 of us that are, like, constantly there to draft, we're game for conspiracy whenever it happens.
Right.
Um, but the problem is we ran out of conspiracy.
Yeah, we don't have very much left. I bought a box or two to hide for my own personal use when we run out at the shop.
Right.
But Todd bought like a many cases. I want to say like 70 cases or something, like a crazy amount of cases. And we've
Yeah.
been going through them at a pretty reasonable rate. Like I think he got an extra good deal. So like he went completely crazy. And I mean the other ones ran out so fast. So I don't know. I would still like to put together a draft cube of conspiracy, just like one of every conspiracy card. But so many of the cards involve having multiples of, it would get kind of weird.
Yeah. So one of the dudes at the shop here, he built his own conspiracy slash unstable cube. So like he has three of all the commons, two of all the uncommons, one of each mythic and rare. And he has, the whole thing of both conspiracy and um un
Unhinged, unglued,
unstable.
unstable, one of them.
No, just unstable. And it is surprisingly really really like synergistic with each other.
Well, I think a
It's
lot of the
shock.
fun sets are just fun, and fun
Yeah,
synergizes with more fun pretty well, I think.
right.
Yeah, no, I would not be opposed to doing something like that. I just my main concern is I don't need a huge cube. Like obviously I need enough that there's a little bit extra for what 45 cards times 8, whatever that number is. Um, but I don't need like 1,000 card cube or whatever.
Right. Well,
So
most people just go with the 360 now.
yeah,
But I think yeah, that's the 845s.
but what I should do is I should build like the fun set cube, and not worry about making it a particular set only or whatever. I said in my mind I
Right.
like the idea of building all one set. Um, but like I've got a bunch of unhinged, I have a bunch of unglued, I have uh,
They do not work well together.
it's fine.
We
I'll put whatever in there I think is fun.
tried.
I'll run all the Knights of the Hokey Pokey. I love me a Knight of the Hokey Pokey. It's like with the best card. But yeah, I don't know. I just it was so much fun. I thought we'd talk about it a little bit. Um, but I don't know. It sounds like what needs to happen is when next time you come to visit, you need to take back some boxes, make some dollar bills, yo.
That's that's definitely like not a bad idea.
I mean, you could possibly get talked into for a small shipping fee. Probably get some cases mailed your way, whatever it costs to get them sent. Make sure the next time Joe is sending you a gift, he puts in a case. Hey Joe,
Just an entire case.
yeah, exactly. The next time you want to send me a gift, Joe, also send me a case of uh of the conspiracy. Let's see. We talked about troll cards. We talked about living the dream of, oh my god, there's nothing better than regrowing a spell for free every turn. Um, we talked about your PBT victory a little bit. So I guess what's really next is what do you think of this Battle Bond set?
Oh, it's great.
Definitely like one of the best sets that they put out in a long time, right? Like it certainly
Yeah,
feels
this
that
is the
way.
master set that we deserve.
That is a way to put it, that's for sure. Like,
No, think about it. Like, the cards that everybody wants, but they're too high and like too high priced, are in this set. Like, minus the obvious reserve list cards, but there's so many cards in here, and they're not even, close to being done spoiling them, but
Yeah.
just the reprints alone make it worth playing.
Well, I think that there's 88 of 254 at the time of this recording spoiled, and I would say pretty much every single card I've looked at has been good,
Mm-hmm.
if not really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily have anything in particular to lift out in particular and be like, this thing is crazy, but a couple of the mechanics are really exciting. Like, I really like the assist mechanic.
Yes.
That's something I think they should have just always put in. Because
That's
especially
gonna be so fun in group games.
well, group games, specifically Two-Headed Giant. Like, I'm a big fan of Two-Headed Giant stuff. I really enjoy it. I think it's one of my favorite formats. And not that I can ever get very much of it to fire, but I enjoy playing it when I can. But it almost always happens. One person gets flooded, and then one person is sitting trying to defend against two other players.
Yeah.
Like, it works almost every single time. So, like, the one guy's drawing all gas, and the other guy's like, oh, here's another land. So this assist mechanic giving the ability to be like, all right, well, if you're going to draw gas, I'm going to draw lands. You just make sure you have at least, like, your basic white for your bad Dwarven anthem for the turn, or make sure you have your 2 blue for whatever, you know. I got your heavy lifting, you just get your fixing. And I think that's a really good mechanic. I thought there was another mechanic that I thought was just super sweet.
Well, then there's even one guy who plays here. The only time he plays is during 2HG events.
Yeah, see, and I like 2HG events. I would do it more often if I could. This Cheering Fanatic's kind of awesome. You see this one?
I don't know.
It's a 2-mana goblin for a 2/2 goblin for a red and a generic. When it enters when it attacks, shut up. I can't put words together today. I'm trying to think. I've had the worst weekend. Like, my brain is finally not cooking right now. Like, today's the first day that I haven't been like falling over sideways in pain.
It's a 2-mana goblin for 2 mana. Got there.
Did it. Victory. But when it attacks, when it attacks, choose a card name. Spells with a chosen name cost 1 less to cast this turn. I feel like this has got some really interesting potentials. Keep going. Oh, I made him cry. Oh, speaking of crying, I got to go watch Deadpool yesterday. And
I'm going to go see it tomorrow.
There was about 10 minutes in the middle of the movie that I laughed so hard and so long that I cried.
Oh, good.
Now, granted, I was also rocking a really good migraine, so it was like right on the edge of wanting to cry anyway. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. It made me just want to cry. Oh, they don't have the reprints in here? They or if they do, I'm not seeing them. I swear, didn't they reprint it comes into play with an extra counter enchantment?
Doubling season?
Yes, doubling season.
Yes, they did.
Thought I saw it. It's not listed on here.
Anyway,
Anyway,
it's there.
Yeah, it's there. The other thing that I think was really sweet. Oh, here they are. They're just down below. The other thing I think is really sweet are these new dual lands. Like, I'm not a big commander guy, but these dual lands are definitely
money.
Yeah. So basically, there's 5 of them, right?
Yep.
Yeah. They're allied colors, and it comes in the battlefield tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. So basically, you just, essentially for multiplayer games or commander games, these things are just going to come into play untapped. Obviously, heads up commander, a little bit different, but any dual lands that come into play untapped in Commander are usually pretty solid. Alright, here we go. Here's the reprints. I haven't looked at every one of these reprints, so I'm just skimming. Land tax is always nice, but there's plenty of them out there, right?
No.
Really? Land taxes are hard to come by?
Yeah, because there's only I think there's only like 2 versions, and one's a Judge promo.
I mean, it was in revised, and so that means it was in beta, and then wasn't it reprinted in like 5th or something?
Hell, I don't know.
I feel like there's a couple copies out there.
That doesn't mean they're hard. That doesn't mean they're easy to get.
I guess. Here's a sexy one. True Name Nemesis is back.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to open that in foil and then make people pay me for it.
An old favorite, Tidespout Tyrant. I don't think he's good anywhere, but he's an old favorite from Ravnica block.
He's good. He's played in Commander. That's it.
Yeah. Let's see. What else is in here so far? Doubling Season we talked about. I really like the artwork on Doubling Season. Probably one of my favorites thus far. What is this deck? This is just the spoilers from Battle Bond, which comes out in 2 weeks, I think.
Yes.
So I'm pretty excited. Seaboard Muse is obviously nice.
It's expensive.
And this Greater Good artwork is just like fill my pants with sticky goodness.
So are you going to mention the chorus, whatever it is?
The Core Spirit Dancer?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good card.
It's expensive.
Is it expensive? I should look at. I think I have a playset I'm sitting over here for the deck that I never built.
Yeah, they're real pricey because of the Boggles deck.
Yeah, it's been picking up popularity again.
But then also, even in Commander, they have a deck that uses it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Overall, I'm pretty pleased. I think there's a lot of good stuff. I think we're also in an environment we could see regular Swords to Plowshares get printed in Standard, don't you think?
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah. They probably won't.
Yeah, it's true.
It'd be great. It'd be great. Otherwise, I mean, I said a lot of great cards, but not so many things that are just like, ah.
I'm actually looking forward to Veteran Explorer.
Veteran Explorer, is that the reprint?
Yep. When it dies, each player can go get a 2 basic lands, put them into play.
Yeah, I mean, are you gonna play that and also that 3/3 for 1, and then what is it called? Mind Sprung Trap or something?
Yes.
Okay, so there's you tried playing you tried playing, I think it was like the old Forgotten Ones or something. It's like a 3/3 for a green, but then your opponent goes and gets a land. And then you were running that trap card that when they search the library,
the Archive Trap.
Archive Trap. I couldn't remember what it was called. Uh-oh, did you freeze? Yep, Travis froze again.
I'm still here.
There he is. Welcome back.
I mean, is Legacy Mill a thing outside of Painter?
I imagine there's a possibility for it. If there's a Travis, there's a way, right?
Yes. If there's a Jank, there's a me.
That's right.
King of Glass Cannon here.
But they've got some good cards for Modern too. Solar Temptation, like you said, Spirit Dancer. I'll get the words in the right order eventually.
I believe in you.
I don't believe in me at all. I thought there was another really good Modern reprint that I saw, but I don't see it now. Am I full of crap?
Probably.
Because it's not Magus and it's not Vigor. Maybe I'm just thinking about Greater Good. I just love Greater Good so much. It's one of my favorite cards. Especially when I steal your things. Like, so good. I steal your guy, give it an extra +3/+3, attack you with it. And now I sacrifice it to my Greater Good. No!
But it's for the greater good.
That's right. I draw a bunch of cards. Oh, this Bramble Sovereign thing is sweet. Are you familiar with this card?
No.
It's green, and 2 for a 4/4 Dryad. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, you may pay green and a generic. If you do, that creature's controller creates a token that is a copy of that creature. So I don't get a choice. They have to make a copy.
Yeah. You can, if they play Phage, you can force them to get a Phage and lose.
I suppose that's an option. I was thinking more like this goes in decks that do weird stuff like that punishes creature or players for bringing creatures into play. I'm trying to think of one right now off the top of my head. I know there's some stuff that says when a creature comes into play, like, do 2 damage. What's the red enchantment that when something comes into play, it does damage equal to, like, its butt to something?
Well, there's Pandemonium.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
It does damage equal to its power to target creature or player.
Yeah. So, like, you can Pandemonium people. I don't know. I feel like there's some other stuff, too. But, I don't know. I like the idea of this card. Like, it gives you an opportunity to be like, oh, I'll be your friend. I'll let you make a copy of that creature when it comes into play. Or,
for money.
For money. You know, like, hey, come on, we'll go kill what's his name together. I don't know. I think there's some really interesting potentials with this card. Probably just in Commanders, but we'll see. I'm hoping that with this as a core, we'll be able to get some 2-headed giant stuff running, at least for the summer. Why people are excited to do the set. But, I don't know. I don't have much else on the radar. I think I have a Monday Night Magic this next week. And I'm looking at a couple of options. I might be looking at some Dinosaur Fling. I might be looking at some Mono Black Control.
Well, I can send you the list that I was playing.
It would be great if you could send a list and I could put it in the show notes. But, I mean, that only gives you like a week before I forget and put it off and forget to get the show out.
Right.
So you'll forgotten by then.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. But, yeah, that's it. That's all I got today. Do you got anything you'd like to add, Travis?
No, not really.
Do you know which RPTQ you have the invitation for?
Minneapolis.
Okay, so that's not one of the team ones. That's like 2 away. 2 Pro Tours away.
Yeah. So okay. So the team ones were for the 25th anniversary, I think.
Right, which should be the ones coming up next.
Right, and then the one that I'm playing for is Atlanta, which is just standard.
Okay.
And that's in August, I think. Or no, the regionals is in August, and then the Atlanta one, I'm not sure when.
Hold up your cards for a second. What do you got? You got some cat back sleeves.
Oh yeah.
You got a little skeleton cat. And then what are you fondling over there? Thought Gar would like to know what you're playing with.
Oh, I'm working on a mono. Well, it's not really mono green, but primarily green value deck with Wiltleaf Liege and Obstinate Baloth for like Hollow One's main board, but then just a ton of Planeswalkers. Like I have obviously the Oath, so that way I don't really ever get screwed on mana. But I have Nissa, Tamiyo, or so the Nissa Worldwaker, Tamiyo, Vital Force, Garruk Primal Hunter, a Johnny, Garruk Relentless. That's the flip one from Innistrad.
Mm-hmm.
What are the other ones I have? I have the Garruk Apex Predator, just for more control. And the Wild Speaker also.
Wild Speaker's the best.
Dude, it really is.
Yeah, he's really good.
I'm thinking that I want to might as well just if I'm going, 4 colors already. What's the worst that can happen if I splash for a 5th color and add red?
Probably nothing.
And then put in like Arlen Cord or some sort of Sarkhan.
Xenagod, man.
Oh yeah, Xenagos.
He's the best.
Yeah, I could do that too.
It's like the Planeswalker that doesn't die.
Just all the Planeswalkers that make tokens.
Yeah, I don't know. Now with if I can get my hands on a playset of these doubling seasons, I might try building like the Planeswalker doubling season deck.
Oh, that'd be so much fun.
Yeah, I don't have a matching. I think I have 3, and I don't think any of them match. Or maybe
that, and
2
you
of
don't
them
want
match.
to spend like $50 for new ones.
Right. So if I can get a playset of matching ones, while they're kind of cheap from this draft format, / sealed. I think we're doing a sealed next Sunday or next Saturday.
Okay.
So that'd be a lot of fun. Ironically, it's up against the modern regionals for Star City.
SCG. Yeah.
So I think like some people are going to that. But
well, because I know the SCG Minneapolis is this weekend, and then I think the con is 2 weekends from now.
All I know is the regionals is the 2nd, because Brandon is continuously poking at me and the rest of the community, wanting to know if we're going to go with him.
No.
And I'm like, no thanks. I don't want to, 1, drive a zillion miles, 2, stay overnight at a hotel because it's too far away, 3, play Modern all day, then either drive back with no sleep after being crushingly defeated, or stay at a hotel overnight again and then drive back the next day. Like, none of those things sound good to me.
Is he still playing Burn?
No, he's been playing that. Well, actually, yes. He's been playing like that Titan Shifty type Valakut deck. It feels like for a really, really long time.
Probably because it has been.
He yelled at me the other day because he was talking about how he needs to get some blue-green dual lands. I'm like, you had them back in when you first put that iteration of Valakut together. It's like, I've never played blue in my Valakut deck. I'm like, yeah, you used to run like 3 counter spells in it. Oh, I've never done that. I'm like, yeah, I remember you like doing that, and like, no, I've never. Just like he just went crazy. I'm like, my memory's not great, man, but if it was before the medication, I probably remember. Like,
yeah.
He's like, no, I never. I'm like 90% sure I remember you doing that. Oh, no, flip this table. Like, okay. You're right, I'm wrong.
I've never been here.
That's right. I've never magicked before. Alright, guys. If you enjoyed this podcast, you can check us out at samusgrobo.com. Of course, over on youtube.com/samusgrobo for the video version of the podcast. Today, not quite as important, but sometimes it is important to check out the visual jokes. You can send us an email, the number 2trollsbrew@gmail.com. I did not remember to check today. Before we started the show, I'll do that while we do these wrap-ups here. Of course, you can also check us out at twitter.com/SamusGarobo or twitter.com/TurtlePower319. That, of course, is Travis. Travis is all over the place with his social media lately. Trying to, make me choke him through the internet and being funny and witty at the same time sometimes. It's awkward and unpleasant. And as always, the most important way to support the stream is to jump over to twitch.tv/SamusGarobo. And check out the show there. We do it live here, at least for the next couple of weeks. Assuming that YouTube doesn't return to me my ability to stream, I will continue to doing the show here. I'll have to look and see. Now that I have all this stuff set up, it might just be easier to keep doing this, but also streaming to YouTube as well. We'll have to see. Travis, final thoughts, words of wisdom, quack like a duck, hold up some turtles. What do you want to do? How are you going to close the show, buddy?
I figure I just hang up eventually.
You almost always do, but why don't you give me a final thought instead of just hanging up on me? What do you hope to get out of the Deadpool movie besides a bunch of laughter?
Oh, that's all I'm going for.
It was really
I really don't care about the plot because Deadpool's never really been one of the comics that I follow.
Right.
So I'm just going to, laugh.
Well,
but I guess more than anything, my only real closing thoughts would be when I was playing on Sunday and then I won, I was kind of upset because I was just like, oh crap, I won. And everyone's like, well, why'd you say oh crap? I'm like, well, because now I have to go play seriously.
Not really. You could just keep Travising.
Just show up like, what are you doing here? I'm playing with rat colonies. Let's play a game.
Let's do it. That would be great. That'd be really great, actually. If you, maybe not even won your RPTQ, but, did well. And you're just what did you do? How did you top 8 your RPTQ, Travis? And you're like, so I started my deck with 28 rat colonies and 4 Uma Thurmans. And then I was like, what would give Samus the biggest migraine of all time? And I'm like, so then I put in 2 Wizard Lightning just to screw with Samus. I'd be like, alright, well, you did it. You did it.
Do you have any wizards in the deck? No. Oh, why would I do that? Okay.
I'm a wizard. I'm playing Magic. I count. I'm in this game. Lightning bolt you.
I'm a hairy wizard.
I would love to see you try to argue that with your judge. You're like, I pay a red for this. Your opponent's like, but you don't have any wizards. I'm like, damn it, man. We're both wizards.
We're both wizards. Look at my hat.
That's right. You wear a pointy hat that day?
Yes.
That'd be perfect. That's just I'll play that Battaglia deck. I can't, or card. And I'll wear my my knight beanie. I just put it on. I'm a wizard knight. I get +2/+1 this turn. Oh my.
That doesn't make sense.
Hey, I'm gonna punch you in the face for an extra 2 points of damage. You shut your pie hole.
You just reach over and hit someone. I got stronger.
That's right. I'm way better this turn. Go ahead. Give us a troll on. That was great.
Troll on, everybody.
Troll on, everybody.